The bell above the door of Sunnyside Diner in downtown Seattle jingled sharply, cutting through the midday hum of clinking plates and murmured conversations. Lexi Harper stepped inside, her tailored blazer slightly rumpled from the long flight, her eyes scanning for an empty booth. But before she could even sit down, a snicker rippled from behind the counter where 3 waitstaff huddled, 2 women and a man, whispering just loud enough for her to hear. "Look at her haircut. Bet she's one of those types who doesn't date guys." Lexi froze, her cheeks burning as the words landed like a slap. She wasn't here for lunch. She was here to finalize the deal that would make this place hers. But in that moment, the mockery stung deeper than any business negotiation, reminding her of every sidelong glance and whispered judgment she'd endured since coming out in college. She straightened her spine, forcing a polite smile as she approached the counter. "Table for 1, please," she said evenly, though her voice carried an edge that made the group scatter awkwardly. The ringleader, a sharp-featured woman named Karen with a name tag pinned crookedly, rolled her eyes as she grabbed a menu. "Sure, hon. Booth in the back okay? Wouldn't want to offend the regulars." Her tone dripped with sarcasm, and her co-workers, Mike the burly cook peeking from the kitchen, and Sarah, a quiet brunette wiping down tables, chuckled nervously. Sarah's laugh faltered first. She averted her eyes, something flickering in her gaze that Lexi couldn't quite place. It was guilt, perhaps, or recognition. Lexi slid into the booth, her mind racing. This wasn't just ignorance. It was the kind of casual cruelty that chipped away at your soul, especially in a city that prided itself on progressiveness, but still harbored pockets of prejudice. As she pretended to peruse the menu, Lexi's phone buzzed with a text from her lawyer. "Papers ready. Closing in 2 hours." She had stumbled upon the diner during a business trip 6 months ago, charmed by its retro vibe and potential for turnaround. The owner, an aging man named Mr. Thompson, was desperate to sell due to health issues, and Lexi's tech startup success had given her the capital to invest. But now sitting here, she wondered if this was a mistake. Buying a business meant inheriting its culture, its people, and apparently, its bigotry. The food arrived lukewarm, served by Karen with a smirk. "Enjoy. Hope it's not too alternative for you." Lexi bit back a retort, focusing instead on the bigger picture. She had fought harder battles, convincing her conservative parents in rural Idaho that her lifestyle wasn't a phase, navigating boardrooms where her orientation was subtly used against her. This was nothing, or so she told herself. Hours ticked by as Lexi lingered, observing. She saw how Karen bossed Sarah around, how Mike leered at female customers, how the diner's inefficiency screamed for change. When Mr. Thompson arrived, flustered and apologetic for the delay, he greeted her warmly in the back office. "Lexi, great to see you. Let's get this signed." The staff outside had no idea. To them, she was just another customer they'd dismissed. The deal closed swiftly. Mr. Thompson shook her hand, his eyes misty. "Take good care of her. She's been my life." Lexi nodded, a knot in her stomach. As he left, she stepped out to the floor, calling a staff meeting. The 3 faces turned, confusion morphing into shock as she announced, "I'm Lexi Harper, your new owner. Effective immediately." Karen's jaw dropped. "Wait, what? You can't be serious." Mike crossed his arms, muttering under his breath. Sarah's eyes widened, a flush creeping up her neck. Lexi met their gazes steadily. "I am. And we're going to make some changes around here." That evening, as the diner emptied, Lexi sat in her new office, the weight of the day pressing down. Owning this place meant more than profit. It was a chance to create a space where people like her felt safe. But the mockery echoed in her mind, fueling a resolve tinged with anger. How do you lead people who see you as less than human? Sarah lingered after shift, knocking tentatively. "Ms. Harper? Can we talk?" Lexi looked up, surprised. Sarah's voice trembled. I'm sorry about earlier. It wasn't right." There was something in her eyes, vulnerability, perhaps a secret mirroring Lexi's own. But Lexi wasn't ready to forgive yet. "Apologies are easy, Sarah. Actions matter." The next morning, the tension was palpable. Karen arrived with a forced smile, but her whispers to Mike about that dike taking over reached Lexi's ears. Lexi called her in. Karen, I heard what you said today and yesterday. This stops now. Karen bristled. It's just talk. Free speech, right? Lexi leaned forward. Not when it creates a hostile environment. Consider this a warning. But the conflict was just beginning. Lexi's family called that night. Her mother, voice laced with concern. Honey, buying a diner? In Seattle? With your situation, is that wise? The word situation hung like a noose, a reminder of the Thanksgiving dinner where her coming out had shattered the family peace. Her father hadn't spoken to her since. Mom, it's my life, Lexi replied, exhaustion seeping in. The call ended with silence, amplifying her isolation. Meanwhile, Sarah's internal storm brewed. She had joined in the laughter to fit in, but it gnawed at her. At home in her small apartment, she stared at the ceiling, memories flooding back. Stolen kisses with a high school friend, buried deep under layers of denial. Working under Lexi now felt like fate or a curse. What if this exposed her? As days turned into weeks, Lexi dove into revamping the diner. She updated the menu with inclusive options, vegan dishes, pride-themed specials during June, but each change met resistance. Mike grumbled about fancy food ruining the classics, while Karen sabotaged subtly, mixing orders, delaying service to Lexi's specifications. Sarah, caught in the middle, tried to mediate, but her efforts only drew Karen's ire. Whose side are you on, Sarah? That woman's turning this place into a freak show. Sarah bit her lip, the words stinging. She admired Lexi's vision. A diner where everyone felt welcome, with anti-discrimination policies posted boldly. But admiration stirred something deeper, a confusion Sarah wasn't ready to name. One evening after a grueling shift, she found Lexi poring over finances. Need help? Sarah offered. Lexi looked up, wary but grateful. Sure. Pull up a chair. They worked late, numbers blurring into conversation. Lexi shared snippets of her past, growing up in a town where being different meant being invisible, building her startup from nothing after her parents cut her off financially post-coming out. It taught me resilience, Lexi said. But it cost me family. Sarah nodded, her own story bubbling up. My folks are traditional too. Church every Sunday, the whole bit. They'd disown me if. She trailed off, heart pounding. Lexi sensed the unspoken. If what, Sarah? But Sarah changed the subject, fear clamping down. That night, she dreamed of confrontations. Her parents' disappointed faces, Karen's judgmental sneer. Waking in a sweat, she realized the diner's drama mirrored her inner turmoil. The first major clash came during a staff meeting. Lexi announced sensitivity training. We need to foster respect, she said. Karen exploded. Respect? For what? Your agenda. This was a family diner before you waltzed in. Mike nodded agreement. Yeah, boss. Not everyone's okay with all that. Sarah stayed silent, shame burning. Lexi's voice remained calm, but her eyes flashed. This isn't about me. It's about creating a safe space. If you can't handle that, the door's open. Karen stormed out, muttering threats of quitting. Later, Lexi confided in her best friend over the phone. Lila, am I pushing too hard? They hate me. Lila, ever supportive, replied. You're changing lives, Lexi. But change hurts. Hurt it did. Karen rallied Mike, spreading rumors online about the radical takeover. Anonymous reviews tanked the diner's rating. Avoid if you value traditional values. Lexi's inbox filled with hate mail, echoing her family's rejection. Her mother called again. See? This is what happens when you flaunt it. The words reopened old wounds, making Lexi question her choices. Was owning the diner worth the emotional toll? Sarah, witnessing the backlash, felt compelled to act. She confronted Karen privately. This isn't right. Lexi is trying to improve things. Karen sneered. Oh please. You're just sucking up, or maybe more. I've seen how you look at her. The accusation hit like a gut punch. Sarah denied it vehemently, but doubt seeded. That evening, Sarah's resolve cracked. She texted Lexi. Can we meet? Not at work. They met at a neutral coffee shop. Sarah confessed haltingly. I think I might be like you, But I'm scared. Lexi's heart softened. It's okay to be scared. The hard part is facing it. For the first time, Sarah felt seen, but the vulnerability terrified her. Back at the diner, tensions escalated. Mike accidentally on purpose spilled coffee on Lexi's laptop during a busy lunch rush. Oops, he said with a grin. Lexi fired him on the spot. That's it. Out. Karen watched, seething. You're destroying us, she hissed. Lexi's decision weighed heavy. Firing Mike meant short-staffing, but tolerating sabotage meant compromising her principles. At home, alone in her condo overlooking the Puget Sound, she cried. The first time in years. The price of leadership was loneliness. Sarah's family dinner that weekend amplified her conflict. Her brother joked about those liberals in Seattle, her parents nodding. Sarah defended vaguely, earning suspicious looks. What's gotten into you? Her mother asked. Sarah mumbled excuses, but inside rebellion stirred. The next day, Karen cornered Sarah. If you're with her, you're against us. Choose. Sarah hesitated, the maw of betrayal opening wide. The choice loomed over Sarah like a storm cloud. She arrived at work early, finding Lexi reorganizing the kitchen post Mike's departure. I can help hire someone new, Sarah offered. Lexi smiled faintly. Thanks. It's been rough. Their hands brushed accidentally, sending a jolt through Sarah. She pulled back, flustered. Karen noticed, her suspicion turning to action. She anonymously tipped off a local conservative blog about the lesbian agenda at Sunnyside. The post went viral in niche circles, drawing protesters outside the diner. A handful with signs reading "Protect Family Values." Lexi stood at the window, heart sinking. Customers dwindled, some leaving mid-meal. This is war, Lexi muttered, calling her lawyer. But legal recourse felt hollow against the emotional barrage. She confronted Karen. Did you do this? Karen denied it, but her smirk betrayed her. Prove it. Lexi couldn't, but the damage was done. Sarah's phone buzzed with the blog link from her brother. Is this your workplace? Stay away from that influence. Panic surged. She imagined her parents' reaction, disownment like Lexi's. Yet, seeing Lexi's determination, Sarah felt a spark of courage. During a quiet moment, she admitted to Lexi, Karen's behind it. I overheard her bragging to a friend. Lexi's eyes narrowed. Why tell me now? Sarah swallowed. Because it's wrong. And because I care. The admission hung heavy, laden with unspoken implications. Lexi nodded, a tentative alliance forming. But betrayal cut both ways. Karen, sensing Sarah's shift, spread gossip among staff temps. Sarah's turning. Probably one of them. The whispers isolated Sarah, mirroring her fears of social ostracism. Lexi's family pressure mounted. Her sister emailed. Mom's worried sick. Come home, apologize, make things right. The implication, renounce her identity for peace, infuriated Lexi. She replied curtly. This is who I am. The silence that followed was deafening. The diner's finances dipped, forcing Lexi to dip into personal savings. Is this worth it? She asked Lila during a video call. Lila urged. You're fighting for more than a business. Think of the impact. Inspired, Lexi organized a community event. An open mic night for LGBTQ+ stories. Let's turn the narrative, she told Sarah. Sarah hesitated but agreed to help promote. Posting flyers, she faced her first public test. A neighbor sneered. Supporting that? Shame. Sarah stood tall. Yes, I am. The small victory emboldened her. Event night arrived tense. Protesters lingered outside, but inside the diner filled with supporters. Stories poured out, heartbreak, triumph. Lexi shared hers briefly. I bought this place to build bridges, not walls. Applause erupted. Karen crashed the event, drunk and furious. This is disgusting. You're ruining everything. She lunged at the mic, spewing vitriol. Security, hired temps, escorted her out. Lexi fired her immediately. You're done. Karen's exit was explosive. Threats of lawsuits, screams echoing. But in the aftermath, the diner buzzed with positive energy. Reviews rebounded. Inclusive and welcoming. Sarah stayed late, helping clean. That was brave, she told Lexi. Lexi shrugged. Necessary. Their conversation deepened. Sarah opened up about her suppressed feelings, the fear of losing family. What if they hate me? Lexi touched her arm gently. They might. But living a lie costs more. The touch lingered, stirring emotions neither voiced. But drama lurked. Karen sued for wrongful termination, claiming discrimination against her beliefs. The case dragged, draining resources. Sarah's awakening peaked at a family gathering. Her cousin outed a mutual friend as gay. Met with derision. Sarah snapped. What's wrong with that? The table fell silent. Her mother gasped. Sarah, don't tell me. Sarah fled, tears streaming. She drove to Lexi's, confessing everything. I can't hide anymore. Lexi held her as she sobbed, the weight of decisions crashing down. But choices had consequences. The lawsuit heated up, with Karen portraying Lexi as a tyrant. Media coverage split opinions. Some hailed Lexi as a hero, others vilified her. The courtroom loomed as the battleground for deeper wars. Lexi sat rigidly in the plaintiff's box, her lawyer dissecting Karen's claims. This isn't about beliefs, it's about creating a toxic workplace, the lawyer argued. Karen on the stand painted herself as the victim. She fired me for not agreeing with her lifestyle. Spectators murmured, reflecting societal divides. Lexi's testimony was measured. I fired her for sabotage and hate speech, not her opinions. But cross-examination dug into her personal life. Ms. Harper, isn't this retaliation for the initial mockery? Lexi admitted the hurt but denied vengeance. It's about justice. Sarah testified reluctantly, her voice steady. Karen instigated the protests and rumors. Karen glared daggers, whispering traitor as Sarah passed. The judge ruled in Lexi's favor. Wrongful termination claim dismissed, but the victory felt Pyrrhic. Legal fees crippled the diner's budget. Post-trial, Karen vanished from Seattle, but her shadow lingered. Anonymous threats arrived. Watch your back. Lexi installed cameras, paranoia creeping in. Sarah's family confrontation exploded. Her parents demanded answers. Are you involved with that woman? Sarah, drawing strength from Lexi, confessed. I'm gay, Mom. And yes, I care about her. Her father's face hardened. Not under my roof. Disowned, Sarah packed bags, crashing at a friend's temporarily. The loss devastated her. Was it worth it? She asked Lexi tearfully. Lexi, grappling with her own guilt, replied. Freedom always costs. But you're not alone. Their bond strengthened, platonic yet profound. Mutual support amid chaos. Lexi faced a moral quandary. Expand the diner into a chain, risking more exposure, or sell and retreat. Investors called, tempted by the publicity, but her parents' silence screamed disapproval. A surprise visit from her sister shifted things. I support you, Lexi. Mom's coming around. Tentative reconciliation offered hope, but at what price? Compromising her vision? Sarah, jobless in her family's eyes, threw herself into the diner. She proposed ideas. Partnerships with LGBTQ+ orgs. Lexi agreed, but tension arose when Sarah suggested forgiving Karen publicly. Foreclosure. Lexi recoiled. She doesn't deserve it. The debate highlighted their differences. Sarah's empathy born of fresh wounds, Lexi's hardened resolve from years of battles. Forgiveness isn't weakness, Sarah argued. Revenge isn't strength, Lexi countered. A betrayal blindsided them. A temp worker, planted by Karen's allies, stole recipes and leaked them online. Copycat diners incoming, the Post mocked. Lexi's trust shattered. Who can I rely on? Sarah investigated, uncovering the culprit. Firing him, she confronted her own past complicity. I was like them once. Scared, hurtful. The incident forced growth. Lexi hosted a staff retreat. Open dialogues on bias. Tears flowed, stories shared. One employee admitted ignorance. I didn't know it hurt that much. Bonds formed, but not without cost. Some quit, unable to adapt. Sarah's awakening led to activism. Volunteering at Pride events. But isolation from family gnawed. A letter from her mother. We need time. Hope flickered but uncertainty loomed. Lexi's high came crashing. A health scare, stress-induced panic attack, landed her in ER. Slow down, the doctor warned. Lila visited. You're paying with your health. Lexi reflected. The diner symbolized defiance, but at what personal toll? Sarah nursed her back, their connection deepening. A quiet moment. Thank you for seeing me, Sarah whispered. Lexi smiled. Always. But society pushed back. A boycott campaign from conservative groups tanked sales again. Lexi debated closing. Is fighting worth the ruin? Resilience tested, Lexi rallied. She pivoted. Online crowdfunding, framing the diner as a beacon of inclusion. Donations poured in from allies nationwide. We're not alone, Lexi told Sarah, hope reigniting. Media interviews followed, Lexi's story going national. From mock to owner, fighting prejudice one plate at a time. The spotlight amplified voices, but invited scrutiny. Trolls harassed online, dredging up her past. Failed relationships, family estrangement. Her mother's call came unexpectedly. I saw you on TV. I'm proud in a way. The tentative olive branch mended fissures. But Dad? Lexi asked. He's stubborn, but he'll come around. The conversation healed partially, but scars remained. Sarah's journey paralleled. She reached out to her parents, a mediated meeting at a neutral park. Tears, accusations. You chose this over us. Sarah stood firm. I chose truth. Her father left early, but her mother lingered. Give us time. Progress, painful as it was. Back at the diner, success bred envy. A former employee, inspired by Karen, leaked internal emails criticizing staff. Trust eroded again. Lexi confronted Sarah. Did you know? Sarah denied, hurt. How could you think that? The accusation strained their bond. Sarah distanced, focusing on work. Inner conflict raged. Loyalty to Lexi versus self-preservation. Am I just a project to her? She wondered. A turning point. Pride Month event, larger than before. Celebrities attended, boosting morale. Sarah emceed, coming out publicly. I'm proud to be part of this. Applause thundered, but her phone lit with family texts. Disapproval mixed with one supportive cousin. Lexi watched, pride swelling. Post-event, she apologized. I was wrong to doubt you. Sarah forgave but warned. Trust is fragile. The diner's revival came at a cost. Lexi sacrificed vacations, relationships outside work. Is this my life now? She pondered. Sarah faced similar. Lost friends but gained community. A support group helped process grief. The price of authenticity is high but worth it. External threats persisted. A vandalism incident. Slurs spray-painted on windows shook them. Police investigated but no leads. Lexi installed alarms, fear tainting joy. In a quiet moment, Sarah proposed. Let's partner officially. Co-owners. Lexi hesitated, sharing control meant vulnerability. What if it ruins us? Sarah replied. What if it saves us? The decision loomed amid a family reunion for Lexi. Her father attended awkwardly. I'm trying, he grunted. Lexi nodded, tears unshed. Reconciliation demanded compromise. Toning down activism talk at home. Sarah's parallel. A holiday invite. Conditional on no politics. She declined. I won't hide. The stand empowered but lonely. High drama peaked with a corporate buyout offer. A chain wanting to absorb Sunnyside, diluting its mission. Big money, the exec tempted. Lexi debated. Financial security versus integrity. Sarah opposed. We built this for change, not profit. The clash tested their alliance. Lexi, tempted by stability, snapped. Easy for you to say, you haven't lost everything yet. Hurt, Sarah considered leaving. Maybe I should. But reflection brought clarity. Their fight stemmed from shared pain. Lexi rejected the offer. We're staying true. Relief washed over, but the choice meant ongoing struggle. As summer faded, the diner thrived modestly. Lexi and Sarah's relationship evolved. Mentorship to friendship, hints of more, but restrained by professionalism. Yet shadows lingered. Whispers of new protests, internal doubts. The price paid. Fractured families, emotional scars but awakened selves. With the rejection of the buyout, Lexi and Sarah doubled down on their vision. They expanded community outreach. Workshops on allyship, partnerships with local shelters. The diner became a hub, drawing diverse crowds. Success stories emerged, a teen finding courage to come out, a family reconciling. But triumphs masked undercurrents. Lexi's health improved with therapy, unpacking years of internalized shame. "I thought owning this would fix me," she admitted to her therapist. But wounds run deep. Sarah navigated similar. Group sessions revealed suppressed trauma from hiding. "I betrayed myself longest," she shared. Her mother's sporadic calls offered glimmers. "I miss you." But full acceptance eluded. A new hire, openly queer, brought fresh energy but stirred old tensions. Rumors of favoritism circulated among remaining staff. Lexi addressed it head-on. Merit matters, not identity. Transparency helped, but skepticism persisted. Societal backlash evolved. A city council debate on protecting businesses from agendas. Lexi testified. "Inclusion isn't an agenda. It's humanity." Her words swayed some, but opponents labeled her divisive. Personal costs accumulated. Lexi's dating life stalled. Potential partners wary of the spotlight. "Too much baggage," one said. Loneliness crept in. Sarah faced parallel. A budding romance with a group member fizzled under family pressure echoes. "I'm not ready," she confessed. Their bond, the diner's core, faced ultimate test. A financial audit revealed discrepancies, minor embezzlement by a trusted accountant. Fingers pointed internally. Paranoia peaked. Was it revenge from Karen's circle? Investigation cleared staff but damage done. Lexi accused Sarah impulsively. "You handle books sometimes." Sarah recoiled. After all this? The rift widened. Sarah took leave, retreating to a cabin. Reflection hit. "We've paid so much. Don't let distrust win." Lexi alone confronted her flaws. A call to her father. "I need advice." His gruff response. "Stand by your people." Wisdom from unexpected quarters. Reunited, apologies flowed. "We're in this together," Lexi said. Sarah nodded. No more doubts. The diner's anniversary marked renewal. A gala, stories retold. Lexi toasted to choices and their costs. But closure evaded. Karen resurfaced online, a podcast rant. "She destroyed my life." Sympathy for her grew in some quarters, questioning Lexi's harshness. Sarah pondered. "Did we go too far?" Lexi countered. "Or not far enough?" As the event ended, Lexi and Sarah walked along the Sound. "We've changed lives," Sarah said, "including ours." Yet the journey's toll lingered. Lost connections battled demons. Society shifted incrementally, but prejudice endured. In the end, the diner stood as testament to resilience. But at what ultimate price? Families mended unevenly, selves awakened painfully. Was Lexi's unyielding pursuit of justice a heroic stand against bigotry? Or did her refusal to compromise inflict unnecessary suffering on those around her, including herself?